So how did you end up at the Wunsch Law Firm in Harnett County?
As you know, 2020 grads, the COVID grads, a lot of places were on hiring freezes, and I was one of those applicants that was kind of in limbo, waiting on decisions from different agencies. At the time, I had an application in with the FBI um, that I was waiting on. Maybe like 3 or 4 months passed by, and like just nothing. So one day I got a call from a former colleague of mine who used to be at the district attorney's office in Harnett County, had transitioned over to a private practice. And he said, "Hey, I would really like it if you came and gave this law firm a shot." I met with the owner. Me and him got along really well. Um, I started working. I was doing civil law is where he wanted me to help fill in. I had never done any civil law in my life, not even in internships or anything. But it started going well. The floodgates kind of just opened after like the first 30 days.
Yeah.
And before I know it, I was closing things left and right. And I finally did get that call, but by the time I got that call, I had been doing so well here that it made it very difficult to kind of step away.
But yeah, elaborate a little bit on that equation. Like you could have gone to the big city working for the FBI, but you chose to stay where you are. So what were the factors that you looked at?
So the big factors for me really after school were financial. I don't come from, a background of significant means. Um, when I was in the military, I didn't make a ton of money for my work and time that was getting put in there. So I really wanted to make sure that my time was compensated like in accordance to what I thought it was valued at. So it could have been a big city or it could have been a small place, but it really didn't matter because I was really looking at the balance of it. So, if I'm going to make $1 million somewhere, do I have a life still? Or is it more important for me to have significant amount of time and flexibility? What I didn't know going into this at first was that I could make the type of compensation that I make in a small place like I am. I thought that I needed to be in one of these big organizations or government agencies or in a big place like New York City or
I guess how would you sum it all up? What are the possibilities? What are uh, the possibilities of working in a place like Harnett County or in a small law firm or going out solo on your own law firm? What are your final thoughts?
So I would definitely say if you're gonna go out solo, which I definitely thought about, but because of my situation, it wound up not really making sense. But if you're exploring that option and you are from a small area that you want to go back to, don't be scared to go back there, because the people would love to have you and so will the workers that are there. They would love to mentor you and show you the ropes of different things. And the earlier you can get back, the better, because you can start establishing your roots in that area before you even open up shop. I think everybody just kind of overlooks them because they're so small and they're like, oh, I can never do this there. Or, those same crimes, those same issues are popping up in those same places. And there's attorneys out here that are charging those same prices and making those same fees as someone in Raleigh or Durham, but they're right here in Lillington or Anger or Bowie's Creek or something like that. So don't just look past it. Do your research. Talk to some people that are actually actively involved in those areas, and get the information before you just chop it off of your list completely.